Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
welcome to the VAIL VR Master League. My name is Chumbi. Tonight, it's an interesting matchup. It's Master versus Gold. That's a dynamic that we're looking forward to, especially here in the middle of Season 3. My name is Chumbi. We're live with Yellow Hat on the VRML network. I'm pumped to see AESIR in an official cast. I haven't seen. Oh, there you go. Final. I was about to say something looked off, Yellow.
Well, we gotta, of course, be prepared for anything, and we definitely do have an interesting matchup tonight. I've casted a little bit of ZEAL, seen them, put in some solid work, and then, of course, you have the absolute titans of VAIL in AESIR. So, I mean, it's gonna be an interesting match either way. So, I'm very much looking forward to it. But,
I think so. I mean, I actually casted ZEAL with Crescendo just 2 days ago. They were up against 6 Outlaws in a challenge match, and ZEAL won that matchup. 9-0, 9-0, 9-0 across the board. I think it was Kitty, Suna, and here Cliffside. Yeah, I mean, this match, they went absolutely crazy, and especially big shout out to AESIR, who got an ace on their first round that they came in there on Suna, I believe. Pistols out, they went ham. But yeah, tonight it's AESIR versus ZEAL. I saw in the live chat 2 days ago when I casted, people were saying ZEAL seems to be coming back, and that they're doing really, really, really well. So I think we might be seeing a somewhat of a competitive match. This is Master versus Gold, but it doesn't seem like it will be a complete slam dunk from the AESIR squad.
Yeah, I mean, the connoisseurs, interestingly, I think they do think it's going to be a slam dunk. The votes are 24-1 in favor of AESIR, but, I've seen surprises happen before, and, anything is possible. But, again, AESIR they're 5-0 right now, and, they're just solid on everything. And so ZEAL definitely have a tough matchup tonight, but I'm hoping for the best for ZEAL, to put up, maybe a few rounds, maybe more than a few rounds.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see exactly kind of, what they're able to pull off. But, as we look at the standings here too, AESIR are number 1, Rect holding that number 2 spot, and then ZEAL down at that number 5 top spot. So they are the top of Gold. So, this is kind of their break into the Masters bracket of VAIL here. So it will definitely be interesting to see kind of how they fare tonight.
It's going to be an exciting match, to say the least. We don't have any word on map number 1, and we're also waiting on one more player on ZEAL's side. In the meantime, we're going to go to a quick ad break. We'll be right back, straight into the action. Map number 1. Again, this is AESIR versus ZEAL. My name is Chumbi. With me is Yellow Hat for the VAIL VR Master League Week 6 of the 3rd season. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Prepare to start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody's
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2
Cliffside.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. Map number 1 has been confirmed. My name is Chambate. With me is Yellow Hat. Let me fix that for you. Again, Suna is the first map, but it's nighttime.
It is nighttime as we, as for me right now, it's pretty dark out being all the way at 8 o'clock, and I'm sure, especially for Achilles there being 1 o'clock in the morning as an EU player there. But nevertheless, let's get into it. We've got AESIR starting over on the Colonist side, and then ZEAL starting over on that Rayab side. And of course, we've got AESIR doing a typical 4-1 split here over towards that B site. Smoke's going to be going down on that cross. The util being exchanged back and forth. Mad Dog getting right away, but he takes one to the grave with him. Neuro taking out Version, and AESIR are going to be just walking onto site right there. And again, ZEAL going to be in a quick well, I was going to say a quick retake, but Neuro and Achilles both find a kill, and now it's all up to Physique to try to do anything here.
So brutal from Neuro, and look at Physique. They're trying to come back. Yeah, health whittling down. First point to AESIR.
That was a very quick round, and there wasn't anything too crazy out of the books from AESIR there. Just a quick little slam, a little bit of exchange in util, and, of course, the one player lurking, cutting off the rotates. Pretty much what I would say we'd expect from AESIR at this point.
As always. As always.
But nevertheless, it worked for them on this round, so they're just going to go for it again on their rifle round. Another B take here, 4-1 split with Achilles lurking over in that mid area over there. And so again, a little bit of an adjustment here from ZEAL. Ooh, but Achilles with that nade on diversion there, all the way from mid to cat. Love to see it.
Beautiful nade from To The Moon, finds one, but Mad Dog responds. Tunic is still breathing. Pre-fire, blind fire through the smoke. So another pre-fire by Tunic. AK-12, a flash. I know it's a smoke. Nades from the Rayab. Whittled it down to just one player. Achilles, last one up for AESIR.
Wow, definitely a nice adjustment coming in from ZEAL there. But again, anything could still happen. Achilles could totally just wind up popping off here, but he's going to try to isolate whatever fights that he possibly can here. He's got a minute on the clock, does drop down, but oh my god, this timing, and Achilles gets found, and just like that, ZEAL respond back with a round of their own.
Beautiful play by Tunic, was able to find Achilles just sitting there on the corner. 1-1 here on the scoreboard.
I mean, that was some solid util usage, and I don't know whether they expected AESIR at B there, but, just they got nade kill after nade kill, and AESIR couldn't really do too much of anything there in that round. So they're going to actually wind up switching it up a little bit here, though, and going over towards A. And, with more of a 3-2 split, nobody lurking over towards mid, nade's going to be just exchanged everywhere. And we do have a quick response over from ZEAL, and, oh, this could be deadly here. Tunic and Jeever find Neuro and Julian, and so, again, Rayab just really on a good start here.
Easy, an AK-12 lines up, but look at Taquito. They're right in front of these enemies. They hear footsteps all around them. Version scoops up the kill, and G closes it out there on the backside. 2 points now for ZEAL. They have a surprising amount of momentum here.
Nobody died on ZEAL that round.
No.
Can we just point that out for
That's
not
amazing.
A single soul. Now, again, maybe AESIR just getting warmed up here and whatnot, but again, that was a clean round coming in from ZEAL, and so they're going to need all that momentum, especially on this defense here. And so, again, AESIR going to be switching it up a little bit again, taking it a little bit slower. Achilles going to be lurking over towards mid, and they're just really going for map control this round, if anything. And so, Achilles going to be throwing some util over, try to, divert some attention. Taquito with a nice nade on To The Moon. Pretty much literally sending him to the moon there. And so, again, the attention now going to be over on that B site, but, as clever as AESIR are, if we have a look at the minimap there, they're going to be setting up for a fake, and Physique does get taken out, and that's going to open things up for AESIR there.
Here comes Taquito. AK-12 lines up a headshot. Tunic goes down. Scanner steadily approaching the A side, and Taquito just won't stop. G goes down as well. It's all left up to Version with a 1-2 KD going head on with 2 of AESIR. Taquito blitzkriegs through, makes it even 2-2.
I don't think AESIR liked the perfect round that ZEAL had, and I think they had to respond with pretty much one of their own at that point. And so I think maybe if anything, one player died over on AESIR, but overall, a nice adjustment coming in from them, and you know, especially with a top team like AESIR, you know, they've got plenty of strats in the book, and we see them kind of setting up for the same deal again. 2 players over towards A, 2 players over towards B, trying to see what attention they can get and trying to get ZEAL to over-rotate here, but we'll see if they're able to kind of respond. Achilles with a nice headshot on a Tunic there to kind of open things up on mid there. Going to be smoking over and trying to see if they can kind of, you know, block things here. And God, he sinks the 3-pointer onto the moon, and ZEAL are not catching a break these rounds. Physique gonna be responding onto Neuro there. Mad Dog does find Physique, but this timing, Jeever does find Achilles, but Mad Dog gonna be able to trade them out there, and just like that, AESIR going to be wide open here, and version 2.0 now in a 1 versus 3 clutch.
Massive refrags from Mad Dog. I mean, the coordination from AESIR is really shining through on map 1 Suna at the moment. It's all left up to version 1-3 KD. Not looking so hot in terms of success of winning encounters and engagements. They're going to go long, but they're going to have to deal with Taquito, AK-12.
The question is, are they realizing that it's A, or are they just kind of looking for this player here? Because a little bit of a gunfire exchange both ways, and now he's going to be throwing the nade. Not going to be connecting, and Taquito's just going to be finishing off just like that. So AESIR establishing the lead for the first time here, 3-2 now. And so again, you know, kind of talking about, you know, that round, Mad Dog, they're just there with the timing, and AESIR just, that coordination is finally starting to kick in, I think, you know. Players are finding the trades that they need to, and the teamwork is especially showing on AESIR now. So back to a 4-1 split like we saw at the beginning of the half here. Actually, we're going to see number 8, Mad Dog there, going to be going over towards Cat fast. Smoke's going to be going over into mid, and Achilles going to be throwing another nade. Going to be dodged this time, but Mad Dog does get found there. And the question is, version going to be popping off, getting Achilles there right now. So 2 frags for ZEAL there, and so now this push has effectively been stopped. To the moon, going to be finding the headshot on, finds it a double, and Taquito now in a 1 versus 4. Just like that, the 4-1 push going to be stopped. ZEAL with a very nice adjustment so far.
Good, great response against kind of the... Whoa, what a snap! Taquito lines one up. GVR goes down. You got to... I mean, that is the magic of a master team. They've got those head levels down. Clear headshot against G. And Taquito's confidently pushing through. Whether there's going to be an angle from Pezik is really the question. They hear the footsteps, a little bit of a pre-fire. There's Pezik poking out. They confirm the 3rd point for ZEAL against AESIR.
Very interesting that we're going, you know, kind of back and forth on these rounds now. You know, again, those connoisseur votes, AESIR had 24 people vote for them, and then only 1 person voted for ZEAL. Yet, for right now at least, they're putting up a pretty solid fight. Now, from my understanding too, Suna has always been a map that favors the defense, and so we'll see if that kind of reigns true when we do have that side swap. But again, just Achilles doing the standard, throwing the smoke over in mid. Nade's going to be in response, and AESIR looking to set up on B here.
Version scoops one up, and that's perfect timing, catching Achilles off guard. There's To the Moon, AK-12 blind firing through the smokes. No cross just yet from AESIR. 4 left against ZEAL's 5 full player roster. A slow sneak from Mad Dog. We'll see what happens there on the A side. But for now, AESIR seems stalled.
Yeah, I mean, I think ZEAL are starting to finally pick up this mid lurk in Achilles here, and they're responding to that pretty effectively. And so if they keep on doing that and trying to shut down Achilles, then, you know, AESIR are going to have so much of a harder time with this map control. And especially, you know, we do have a player lurking over, but as I say that, though, Mad Dog does get taken out. That may force a rotate here, but, oh, To the Moon gets caught out of position there by Neuro. Taquito finds Tunic, and all of a sudden, AESIR are going to be able to walk onto the B site, but unbeknownst to them, they do have a player on guard, but he gets taken out trying to take the fight by himself, and was once a 5-on-3, now all of a sudden a 2-on-3 retake scenario for ZEAL.
Pezik tagged. Julian is the only one who's below half health on the AESIR squad. Just looking at health bars, it's looking like a very difficult retake for ZEAL coming up.
Yeah, I mean, they do have those AK-12s, which are going to one-tap to the face if they can hit their headshots at much longer range. Pezik does find Julian there, and so that was one of the weaker players in terms of health. Naro does find GEVR, and then, ooh, hold up a nice headshot onto Taquito, and now brings it to a 1v1, but Naro going to be cleaning that out with a nice headshot of his own onto Pezik there, and AESIR claiming their 4th round here.
What a fiery play from both sides. I mean, Pezik being able to find Taquito is a feat in and of itself, but in the end, AESIR will come out on top. 1 point ahead, 4-3 on the scoreboard at the moment. Folks, if you're just tuning in, this is map number 1. We're here in the 6th week of Season 3 of VAIL VRML. My name is Chumbe, and to those who are unfamiliar, obviously, I don't know who is unfamiliar with you, but Yellow Hat is co-casting with me. I don't know when the last time it was for AESIR to be cast. I believe it was Nightfire who did an AESIR cast. A trade between Mad Dog and G. That's a 4v4 for both squads, and I guess it's a duplicate of the previous play. A flash goes out to Long. Moon follows it up with the nade. It might catch no damage done. They're going to chase him on the B site. Here comes a possible cross. Time nade. Nothing connects. Here comes Neuro. No artillery just yet. A blind fire to the Moon goes down. A clean headshot from Neuro, and just like that, B control is for AESIR.
Ooh, man. And I mean, you know, the Moon was doing everything right there. He got that jump spot, and he might have seen 1 or 2 players. Probably should have called for, could have called for the rotate there. But, again, the rest of ZEAL still over on the A side, and still, unbeknownst to them, they do have the lurk in the form of Achilles, who can just really be a thorn in the side here. Achilles not going to be really finding anybody right now, but that's going to give the information that they're probably wrapping. Taquito does find Pezik there, and now a 2 versus 4 retake. Both players going to be coming from Pat. Julian with a double kill. Easy money for Julian there, and AESIR going to be taking their 5th round, and that's going to be the end of that first half there. Now, we swap sides. We'll see if ZEAL are going to be able to bring this back, or if AESIR just continue the streak of wins.
My goodness, what a play. AESIR at the moment have 5 points on the board here on Suna. Pistol rounds, as Yellow Hat said. The pressure is on for ZEAL to continue performing and put some more rounds in. They need to find a map win.
For sure, and we do see Achilles actually trying to get that early information with that mid-peak, and he gets taken out immediately by To the Moon, and that's going to be a little bit of free space there, but unbeknownst to, well, Version does find another one. Mad Dog and Neuro going to be claiming kills of their own, and now at this point we do have a 3-on-3, now 3-on-2 as Neuro finds a second. Oh my god, just back and forth kills between these players. Tunic finding the nade onto Neuro, and now we've got Julian watching the cross and Mad Dog stuck alone on site. Tag's going to be going out, but not going to be finding anything, and I think they know that Mad Dog is behind the shipping container there, so we'll see if they're going to actually be able to find him. Mad Dog does find Jeever, and now a 1 versus 2 for Tunic. Just like that. Mad Dog going to be holding it down on site, and AESIR going to be claiming that pistol round. 6-3, they only need 3 more rounds to win here. Looking a little bit shaky at first for AESIR. ZEAL really holding it down, trading back and forth rounds, but now, AESIR do have a pretty convincing lead, 6-3, but now we do have that first rifle round of the second half, so of course anything can change here. Yuto going to be coming out from the AESIR squad but Neuro does get taken out by Pezik there, and so now they do bring it to a 5-4. Don't necessarily commit to the B push at this point. Trying to see if maybe they can find that lurk in Achilles, but Achilles is actually over on that B site, so we do have Taquito holding it down on mid. Minute 25 left, plenty of time, but at least with another 3-pointer on To The Moon. This man just keeps getting away with these insane reads on their frag grenades. I don't know how he keeps finding them, but somehow he does. Nate's going to be coming out. Julian going to be getting some tags over onto the A long players there, and Nate's going back and forth. Tunic does find Achilles, though, so that's going to be a little bit of an opening over onto Cat and over onto B, but they're going to need to still try to open up mid, and the rest of AESIR is over on that A site. 45 seconds left. Another rotate could potentially happen here. Mad Dog finding Tunic there. And so now we bring it back to a 3-on-3.
That was a bounce nade shot from Mad Dog, lining it up perfectly onto Tunic. I mean, incredible skill and performance from the AESIR squad.
A little bit of back and forth shots, though. Again, it's looking like they're ultimately going to commit to A, and, 15 seconds left on the clock. They're going to need to start doing this now. Jeever takes out Julian. Taquito gets one, but Version going to be able to get that refrag, and so 8 seconds left. They need to go plant the scanner, but they threw it and nobody's there. They do it in the 3 seconds. Please, I beg.
Oh, man, that was just barely there. AESIR managing to come out on top. What an attempt from ZEAL.
Oh, man. I mean, Mad Dog just literally winning the round by being a distraction. He was over on the B site. They had the site there, and they threw the scanner onto site, not knowing if they had enough time. I mean, if one of them held on to it, who knows if they could have had the time there, but it was pretty tight. They were pushing into site with 15 seconds left, so a bit of a tough call there, but nevertheless, something that could have been won. Version and Pazik, though, they do find entry frags there. Neuro does take one with him, but even then, a 2-for-1 trade, not going to be favorable for that defense, but Mad Dog with a nade of his own onto Pazik there. Going to be bringing it back to a 3-versus-3. Nade's coming out, not going to be landing on site, but not landing in the required spot on that sandbags. No damage, actually, there on that nade. Taquito does get taken out, tries to swing there. Mad Dog with a nice swing on diversion, and now a 2-versus-2 again. It's going to be falling down. Flashbang going to be coming out. Just this rounds are happening so fast. To the Moon finds Julian. Can he find the second? Oh, Mad Dog finds the headshot, and now brings it back to 1v1, and he has scanner control. So now Tunic in a 1-versus-1 situation. Mad Dog's having a heater of a game, but as I say that, he gets shut down. And ZEAL, they answer with a 4th round. Chum, this is just happening so fast, just so back and forth, man.
What a play. I mean, this is unbelievable from both squads. ZEAL putting up a surprisingly and a welcome challenge to the AESIR squad. 4 points up on the board, but the pressure's on from AESIR. They're 2 points away from confirming map number 1 Suna.
I was going to say, Mad Dog, if we have a look down at the KDs down there, is having a bit of a heater of a game there, 14-7, and then Neuro and Taquito both 10-7 as well, so
make that 15
yeah. As Mad Dog does find a kill onto Pazik there, so that's going to shut down that initial B site control for ZEAL to try to take, but they're wrapping back over towards A, and it does look like, perhaps some cat control is in order for ZEAL here, but unbeknownst to them, Achilles is getting quite aggressive here, and it might actually go for the peek on the garage player. Could catch a timing there. Achilles finds one, but Tunic, nice refrag there, brings it back to a 3-versus-4, and they're looking to make an entry onto A.
That's Julian sitting tight. They will hear footsteps right next to him. Scanner just holding back until it seems that Version will be the attack dog for the ZEAL A side push here on round 12. But it's a high call. Tunic goes down. It's all up to these two. What a swing! Mad Dog and Taquito both getting headshots, and all up to GE as they go down. A quick little what's it called? Spray paint of the mini me. And just like that, AESIR, they are 1 point away, map point for Suna.
Yeah, and I mean, Mad Dog definitely being the MVP for the AESIR squad here. 16-7 on the board for him. He's consistently getting those entries, and in most situations, being kind of the clutch player. We did see that ZEAL were able to clutch it out on that one round, but Mad Dog just a player that I played with a fair bit, and he's just solid. But flashbacks are gonna be going in the middle, and just like that, we keep talking about him, but he finds a kill on To The Moon. Pazik finding one of his own, but Neuro answering with 2, and now we do have a 2 versus 3 situation for ZEAL here in what could be the final moments of map number 1. Scanners recovered. Neuro goes on the aggression here onto B long there, so now it is known that they have to be somewhere over a mid or somewhere over towards the A site, and so Neuro has a fantastic opportunity here for a flank. Tunic does find Julian there, and both the players, unbeknownst to them, are swinging around behind them. The question is, will AESIR capitalize on this opportunity? Neuro finds Tunic there, and now a 1 versus 2 situation there. Taquito to close it out, and AESIR taking map number 1.
Prepare to strike.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody reinforce?
Spud in the bottom, going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 2, Kitty Nighttime. My name is Chumbait. With me is Yellow Hat. We're here live on the VRML network. I apologize for the brief tech difficulties, but we're back in action. We're going all in, full force.
Yep, and we do have AESIR going to be starting on that colonist side, and ZEAL going to be starting over on the ramp. So pretty similar to last game. We'll see how AESIR are able to fare on this offense. From my experience in VAIL, of course, Kitty being one of the more defender-sided maps, so we'll see if AESIR are able to change the narrative there a bit and see if they have success on their offense. A little bit of grenade action going on over towards that A site. Going to have some smokes going to come into the A site, and AESIR just storming the front there. Version does find Achilles, but Neuro going to be getting that immediate refrag, and the rotation coming in, but the site is in fact AESIR's at this point.
Here comes Tunic from the backside. Taquito is too strong. Headshot finds one, and To The Moon with the SMG. GVR on the other side gets a pick. Neuro goes down, whittling it down 2v2. GVR putting in a lot of work. AESIR, what happened to that numbers advantage? They blitzkrieg on through. Is To The Moon ready for this? Taquito through the smoke. A headshot lines up. All left up to GVR with the 2 KD. Can they make it 2 more? No! Julian. What a play.
The swing and the hit, and a very nice pistol round coming in from AESIR there, as you know, again, they just were able to execute on that site, were able to kind of exploit the weaknesses there, and they capitalized on it. And while that was a very solid retake attempt, I will give credit to ZEAL there. Just was not enough there, as they, you know, they brought it all the way down to a 2v2, but unfortunately for them, not able to close it out. But we'll see if they are able to make that adjustment. We did see in map number 1, despite the scoreline being a 9-4, ZEAL did a pretty solid job making adjustments to their defense and whatnot. So they're actually getting aggressive here, but To The Moon does get punished for that. Maybe want to consider twice. Neuro finds the kill on version 2.0 with the Vicious there, and so again, AESIR just 3 kills going their way, and now it's all up to Jeever to try to hold down the front here, but Taquito gonna shut that down, and just like that, Tunic in a 1 versus 5, and AESIR establishing a bit of early dominance here, I'd say.
I think a little bit beyond early dominance. Look at Neuro. What was that? Play that back right now. What in tarnation was that? Take a look at this. Take a look at this quick peek from Neuro. Instant headshot and quickly tucks back into cover. AESIR, I think they're running circles around ZEAL in these early rounds on Kitty. They're aware of the metas of ZEAL. They're aware of who is that? To The Moon pushing up aggressive and doing that flash and nade play onto bunkers. They're aware. Mad Dog getting the refrag, or at least preemptively getting kills for 2 of their teammates. Unbelievable. Early flash from both players.
Moon's going to go for it again and gets the vector kill onto Neuro there. So despite the aggression not working out, he decides to go for it again. And so now AESIR kind of stopped in their tracks just a little bit here, as we do see some nades coming out over onto the skate park area here. And To the Moon is going to continue his venture over into the middle section there. And so Jeever finally finding Mad Dog there. 3 versus 5 for AESIR to try to recover this round, but unbeknownst to them, somebody is flanking, and you know they're just kind of hanging out, waiting to see maybe if somebody gets a little bit too antsy. But Version going to be finding the kill. Achilles also finding a kill there, and now a 4-on-2 situation. And Achilles does not have a lot of health here, but he's going to be rotating over into the middle section there, maybe potentially finding a player. Oh, this timing is so.
Taquito picks up the scanner. They get away with it. They squirt back into cover, but look at Tunic. They're just feet away from Achilles. They hear footsteps from Taquito. No, they missed the headshot. They're exposed. There's Version finding the kill, but the scanner's still running. Here's Taquito, 1 versus 4 against ZEAL.
Yeah, Taquito always been one of the most solid players on VAIL. Finds the one on diversion. Can he find the second? No, Tunic going to be taking him out there, and so Rayab going to be answering with a round of their own.
What a play. What a play.
And I mean, ZEAL going to be needing as many rounds as they possibly could get over on the defense here. And so AESIR with a strong 2-1 start. I'd almost hedge my bets here. If they're able to get another couple rounds, that could be the deciding factor here. But, you know, again, anything is possible, and I think teams eventually have started to figure out the offense here. Look at that, though. Tunic going to be finding Mad Dog just like that. He's going to go for seconds and is a bit stuck here. Taquito finds Tunic, though. Neuro finds To the Moon, and suddenly this man advantage has been swapped into AESIR's favor, and just like that, Version 2.0 going to be found by Achilles holding up the back line. Neuro finds the kill into Pazik, and now it's Jeever versus 4 to try to retake here, but Taquito quickly shuts that down, and AESIR just still continuing their madness. 3-1 for AESIR.
I mean, what a filthy good round from AESIR. Effective, clean, and efficient. I mean, they were able to prescribe a punishing hammer against ZEAL there on round 4, and now they have 3 points on the board, 2 points ahead on map 2.
Yeah, and so now we see AESIR going for a bit of a split play, as they like to do a little 3-2 split where they get their attention over on one site, take the bomb over towards the other site, and call it a day. And we'll see if they're going to be able to do that, or if ZEAL are going to be able to respond to this. Again, just To the Moon getting aggressive, and does have the longboard shotgun there. Flashbang's going to be coming out. Ooh, finds the kill onto Neuro. First time I've actually seen that shotgun actually used in a viable sense. Pazik going to be finding the kill onto Mad Dog, and again, just a 3 versus 3 situation. Oh my god, look at this timing between number 1 and number 7 here over in the skate park. Oh my god, Jeever, you could have such a good timing here if you don't make any noise, and he... Oh my
it's away!
god,
They get away!
Oh my god. I swear that's one of the funniest things to see as a caster, is just the impeccable timing. And so the scanner is going to go down on B. ZEAL going to be questioning how in the heck did that happen, and so a retake situation here, but unbeknownst to them, there's only 2 on site. So if Achilles is not fast with it, this could be a bit of a situation here. Taquito with a nice flashbang, Julian with 1, Julian with a second, and just like that, AESIR taking a 4th round there.
A great attempt from To the Moon with the shoddy, but it just was not enough. Achilles didn't really do much. I guess they contributed there towards the very end of the last play on round 5, but I think the last 2, I think Taquito and Julian really held up their end of the bargain, holding it down on the B site. Brilliant plays.
Yeah, and Yeah, and I mean, Achilles, I don't even think he really had to do much of anything there. And if it came down to a situation where he was the last one standing, he was just going to be the thorn in the side. So we'll see if he can continue to do that. Mad Dog finds the kill on To The Moon. He's had enough of that aggression coming in from To The Moon. Version 2.0 does find the kill on the Mad Dog, though, trying to see if he can find a second. And the pre-fire coming in from Neuro takes him out. Julian going to be taken out in Tunic there. And again, just A-Site swiftly acers. So they're doing a fantastic job in this offense here.
Thermite placed now on the pond. Oh my gosh. Neuro just playing with fire there. Oh, Pizik manages to clean one up. Julian threw across the corner. No, GVR puts an end to that. And they're up against two of AESIR. Both of them full health. Where is Achilles popping out? Where is it? There's the headshot. Overkill for the sliver of health left for the last ZEAL player. That's 5 points now for AESIR, and they're looking stronger than ever.
And I mean, over in the AESIR side, it's not like anybody is like really standing out. I mean, yeah, Taquito is 7-2, which is fantastic. Neuro is 7-3, but it's not like anybody's like double-digit kills already or whatnot.
Right,
and
right.
Over on the ZEAL side of things, everybody just kind of chilling at the 2, 3, 4 kill range. So, you know, perhaps a little bit more, you know, win your ones sort of deal there. But nevertheless, I mean, they're going to be getting into it, and To The Moon is going to be adjusting a little bit. Is still going to decide to go a little bit aggressive. Not as aggressive, but he will be caught out by that smoke due to the coughing noise. And so he does get taken out just like that by Mad Dog. Unfortunate, but Pizik with a nice little 2-pointer there onto Neuro there in the alleyway. And so they've brought it back to a 4 versus 4 here. And so again, we have a similar situation to last time where Jeever's getting aggressive on B. There's 2 AESIR players also trying to head towards B. Hopefully he finds the timing this round, but Julian going to be taking him out, and that's going to open up things a little bit, but that's going to force Pizik to rotate over towards that B site. Nade's going to be coming out. Mad Dog finds Version there, and so Pizik going to be over on the site there. Doesn't take any damage. Tunic in for the assist there, and Julian's going to be taken out as well, and so now it's Mad Dog to try to win on a 1 versus 1 situation as that scanner is dropped. So Tunic does have the scanner control, and Mad Dog doesn't have a lot of health there, Chumbe.
But that knife almost hit Tunic. I mean, Mad Dog's onto him. Sniffing blood in the water, B site, scanner beeping on the ground, 30 seconds left. It's tight. It's looking tight for Mad Dog, but that 7.5 KD, it gives me confidence. Where's Tunic? Creeping around.
It is just ring around the rosy here. They're just crouching around trying to find each other.
Audio
step
cues.
is made.
Gun collision.
Yeah.
You hate to see it flash out. It catches Tunic. Where's Mad Dog? In for the finisher. 6 points for AESIR.
Oh man, that was a very nice flash coming in from Mad Dog there to secure that round. I mean, yeah, Tunic must have been blind as a bat there trying to make anything happen. And again, you know, they had a sense, oh, okay, he's over here. I've cleared this area. Now he's going to be over here. Mad Dog even makes the audio cue, but that was, you know, that wasn't enough for Tunic to try to stop him there. So Mad Dog with a very nice clutch there, and AESIR only 3 rounds away from technically winning the series here.
Oh my gosh, Mad Dog pushing up once again. This time To The Moon gets refragged. Taquito goes in for the kill, and that's just so much work done for Mad Dog, but Version's coughing in the smoke. Mid, down goes Pizik. A's opening up, but GVR responds. A great find as they're pushing up onto the ribs. Where's Version? They hear the footsteps. They see an enemy. Can they line up a double? Nearly a double with the SMG. They're not ready for Mad Dog. Headshot. Where's the second? The follow-up from Mad Dog doesn't come through. AESIR are whittling down to everybody's on ZEAL is dropping like flies. All left up to Tunic.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a tall order, 1 versus 3 here, but now make them 1 versus 2, so a little bit more doable. Finds the kill on the Mad Dog, and now has the space to wrap around. But I mean, this is still a very tough site to retake with all the cover that you do have. And Tunic not really having any utility here, but he could actually be catching the AESIR player, but going to be missing the shots there. And now both of them are going to rotate around, trying to find the time. And just like that, Taquito with a swing in the hit with the AK-12, and Tunic drops. AESIR picks up a 7th round.
I mean, what an unbelievable play. You got to give it to Tunic, managing to find the little arm, the forearm of Mad Dog, finding that pick, but Taquito's angle was just too good. Achilles didn't even have to do anything. Really competitive match so far, but at the moment, AESIR seems to have an incredible momentum. Now on Rayab, we could see a little change to the music. We could see a change of tunes, and ZEAL could come out forward, but they've got to do it now, calling aside here on Kitty.
And so we do see some util going over towards that A site. A lot of flashbangs, a lot of util being immediately dumped. I mean, look at how many smokes are on the site, and just like that, oh, Achilles is going to be finding version to open things up for AESIR there. Julian finds one of the Tunic, and just like that, Neuro finds one of the Jeever, and just like that, Achilles finds another one of the Bazik, to the moon finding one of Neuro, but now has to try to find 4 more here. But just like that, Mad Dog going to be taken out just like that, and AESIR put a quick end to that pistol round.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, ZEAL clearly, Kitty, is not their strong suit. They're not doing too great against AESIR right now. Only 1 point on the board. This is the performance reminiscent of their adversary just 2 days ago in that challenge match. It was 6 Outlaws. ZEAL's not putting much of a fight. I mean, AESIR is really coming out ahead, thinking ahead, and frankly outperforming them, strategy and all.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, you know, it could be a bit of a... Nade almost hit the cameraman there. Taquito finds one in the Bazik. Tunic finds a nade of his own onto Achilles there, but it's almost a bit of a rude awakening to Master. Julian finding a nice double, but Jeever finds the refrag there, and so now a 2 versus 3 situation. Now make that 1 versus 3 is with a nice shot of his own. And so now to the moon, can he send these AESIR players to the moon? He's got, you know, he's got that bullpuff rifle in hand. They now know where he is. Nade's going to be coming out. Knife going to be thrown. Almost gets the tag there, but Taquito puts a swift end to that. And AESIR with a clean 9-1 victory.
Incredible performance from both teams, but that concludes the winner of the series. AESIR comes out on top at the end of the day. Map 1, Suna. Map 2, Kitty. We're going to keep playing because we just love this game so much, and I look forward to seeing what ZEAL does to minimize MMR damage here on Map 3, but it is confirmed AESIR win this matchup. What an absolute blast. And while I have you guys here, I just want to remind anybody who may not be familiar, VRML Con is coming to you in Arizona this year, July 25th to the 27th, a full-on 3-day event hosted by yours truly and many others on the VRML staff. I can't wait to see you guys out there. Buy your tickets, available at vrmlcon.com, or you can check out vrmasterleague.com/VRMLCon. Tickets are available. I believe a general entry gives you access to compete in any one of our invitationals for VAIL, for Breachers, for Pavlov, for Onward, and for Orion Drift. So if you're excited about any of those games and you think that you have a chance at winning any of those tournaments, be sure to compete and check out VRMLCon again. This year, Phoenix, Arizona, late July, the 25th to the 27th, a 3-day event, jam-packed.
It's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it very much. And, you know, especially like if we got 5 games coming up this year. I mean, that's crazy business. It's going to be a grand old time, I think. Oh yeah. But what else is going to be a grand old time is going to be map number 3 here over on Cliffside, the newest addition over to the VAIL map pool here, and you know, one that I've casted a couple times, and you know, I'm very much enjoying the looks and the feels of this map.
Map number 3 confirmed. It is Cliffside, and it seems that ZEAL will be starting us off here on defense. Rayab, AESIR taking Colonists on the offense. Unfortunately, we don't have a minimap. Minimap coming your way and to you live through VRML soon. We're working with the devs to try to get a mini-map sorted, but in the meantime, just enjoy the absolute chaos that will rain down. Mad Dog starting us off with a bang, a headshot with Version getting refragged after a nade. Neuro goes down, a 3v4. AESIR right now have a numbers advantage, and Scanner has hit the site.
Yeah, but now a 3 versus 4 retake situation, which, you know, if Achilles is found, could be doable, considering Achilles is chilling on just a sliver of HP here. So, you know, 30 seconds left on that scanner there. We've already burned a little bit of time here. Shot's going to be ringing back and forth, but oh, this opportunity here coming from, unbeknownst to us, Taquito does find the kill onto Tunic, and now To The Moon does find Taquito. Julian finds Physique, and the shot's not hitting, but To The Moon finds another one, and now a 1 versus 2 situation with, you know,
not enough time
in play.
Oh.
Yeah, and Mad Dog just finding the headshot anyway, so AESIR pick it up their first round.
Mad Dog, yeah. Mad Dog is the executioner at a kill pound, because that was a brutal finish to round number 1. Pistols away, out comes the rifles, and AESIR opens up the first round of Cliffside map 3 with a point on the board. Looking like good KDs from Julian and Mad Dog specifically. Either way, AESIR will start us off with another First Blood Achilles, finding Tunic. Virgin responding, Taquito goes down. Just like that, we're in a 4v4, and the scanner's steadily approaching the A site.
Yeah, I mean, we had a kill happen in the first 9 seconds of the round or something like that. To The Moon finding Neuro, and then get Mad Dog answering with a double of his own. And now it's Jeever and Physique to try to make something happen here, but unbeknownst to Physique, their Achilles chilling in the corner. He doesn't check it, gets punished as a result, and now it's Jeever in a 1 versus 3. But I feel like if you're ZEAL here, you try to go for that early round defense aggression, and against a team like AESIR, it doesn't work as much as you'd like it to. Jeever finding 1, but Mad Dog with a nice headshot of his own, and already on the board 5-0.
I mean, Mad Dog consistently is putting in the numbers of the second round that they get the final kill, and it being a headshot. AESIR are doing really well on a new map like Cliffside. Impressive performance, and look at Julian absolutely just going ham there. Anchor on the site. We're here now, round 3. Again, 2 points on the board now for AESIR. ZEAL, I mean, Yellowhat, I'm gonna extend this question out to you. Morale must be low.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've already come off of 2 game losses, and maybe they're seeing this as a bit of practice just to play against a top-level master team. But again, I mean, I think where the wrongdoings are happening, if you will, we see a lot of you know, defense aggression, and it's not, they're taking these gambles and it's not working out as much for them. I feel like maybe if they play a little bit more reserve, that it could perhaps work out there. But no, we're going to be finding that kill onto Jeever there, and again, just AESIR with a solid round there.
Merciless rounds. AESIR consistently coming up with multiple people still alive at the end of the round, so they are just, you know, leaving ZEAL in the dust in the first few seconds of the round. They establish control of a site, and they just play that defense. They're doing exceptionally well, and not to mention the gunplay from all of these AESIR players. They are incredibly talented, and they are snapping onto heads like nothing else. There's Mad Dog and Taquito opening things up. To The Moon gets refragged. Mad Dog finds that kill, and it's all up to Physique, a pre-fire with the AK-12, but it's an artillery strike that gives AESIR their 4th point. No plant needed. They are already just about halfway done with map number 3.
Yeah, I mean, this is going by very, very fast, and, you know, I did give the compliment to ZEAL in the first game. They did a really solid job early on adjusting to what AESIR was doing, and I'm not seeing that as much when it comes to game number 2 and game number 3 here. So, you know, I think it's a bit of a lesson learned, and, you know, we do see again a bit of early aggression here on the defense, and, you know, just the punishes there. Julian finds 1. Finds a second, and that's just going to be the B site just immediately open. And it's not like AESIR just have all 5 players leaning towards a site. It's just one person opening it up for the rest of the team to do it up. And I think that's just like, there could be a bit of a gunplay skill diff, but even then, Version now to try to clutch it off 1 versus 4. Now makes it 1 versus 3 with the ACP9. Going to be tossing that flash in. Now he's going to try to find a nade, but Julian with a very, very cheeky angle on diversion there. And AESIR 5-0 have not given a single point this round.
unrelenting team at the moment. I mean, Version there had a good hot streak, killing 2, but a little bit overconfident on that flash. They were already cooking a nade in their hand, and they paid the price. 2 crossers were already ready at that entrance into the site, and no point as of yet for ZEAL here on map 3. Crazy momentum from the AESIR squad.
Yeah, Tunic and Neuro are going to be actually trading out with each other. And just another thing that AESIR's kind of doing pretty well there is, you know, that util in mid, they block off the initial sightline, then find the second one. Julian and To The Moon going to be trading out each other, and so that scanner's going to be going down on A. Achilles finds one of his own, and again, oh, now we have a 1 versus 1 situation. Jeever versus Julian. The young gun of AESIR versus Jeever. He's going to be throwing in some utils, so at least he's going to be giving away his position there, but Julian tucked away in a tight corner here. And now, Jeever, you know, you got to go for this. Going to be a lot to try to clear out in the next 20 or so seconds, and Julian has every opportunity to swing and shoot him in the back of the head, and Jeever going to be going down. AESIR with a 6th round.
Yeah, I mean, the positioning from Julian is absolutely brilliant, not to mention their really insanely fast reaction time. They were able to actually find Version hiding behind a rock wall, getting the kill with just one hand as they were prepping another piece of utility. Or I believe they were in the middle of reloading. It's safe to say that these players are incredibly talented. Peasy, though, opens up. Mad Dog goes down. What a nade from Julian. No need for a gun to be pulled up. Tunic, though, punishes them with the AK-12. That was just the round previous was the closest that ZEAL ever got to finding a round win. And just like that... I mean, now it seems like the odds seem a little bit more even. We're in a 3v3, but that scanner has hit, and so now it's really a catch-up game. To The Moon finds Achilles. The team captain goes down. Another time nade onto the B site. Whittles down the health completely to Neuro. It's all left up to Taquito against 3 of ZEAL. Where's the advantage? A headshot from Taquito. Make that a double. Unbelievable. From Taquito, the co-captain clutches things up.
Just when you thought it was over for AESIR on that round, Taquito says otherwise. And man, a 1 versus 3 clutch for the ages as just back-to-back kills. Man, what a player, what a guy, and oh my goodness. 7-0 for AESIR. They're looking to just close this one out with a 9-0, I think.
Only time will tell. Flash out by Julian. A little bit of a spray paint. An engagement turns ZEAL into a numbers disadvantage. Achilles picks up another, make that 2 left for ZEAL. Not a lot to work with as Achilles is on an absolute streak. No cigar for GVR. Taquito, yet another long-range headshot with the AK-12, and just like that, 8 points on the board. And it's not looking good for ZEAL. This definitely looks like a 9-0 unless they have a special sauce hidden under their sleeve. For I guess now it's their colonist offensive push.
Yeah. You were a poet and you didn't even know what that little Jeever and cigar thingy. I can't even rhyme it. You did it so well there. But nevertheless,
my one inspiration is Kendrick Lamar. So shout out. I'm kidding.
But Neuro going to be getting that kill onto Jeever there. Julian finds one, finds 2, Neuro finds another one, and just like that, not even 30 seconds is the round. And that's going to be game chum. 9-0. AESIR completely shut that down.
What a matchup here tonight, folks. That was AESIR NA versus ZEAL here in week 6 of VAIL VRML Season 3. My name was Chumbate. With me was Yellow Hat. And I just want to see one more replay. Let's take a look at Julian just lining it up. I mean, the head level perfect and the pre-fire and all. Impressive performance from AESIR yet again. They go undefeated here in Season 3. Make that 6 victories so far. I mean, can they keep up? I mean, like, what's going on? Do you have any prediction in terms of a possible team in the bracket that could overthrow AESIR's hot streak?
I mean, if anything, it would have to be the number 2 team Rect, or it could be 8 Basils potentially too. But I mean, even then, I mean, AESIR, they've just been such a dominant lineup for so long. I mean, it's a tough ask, especially up in that Masters bracket. So ZEAL very much getting a welcome to Masters. Here's where things get really real. And so, they're the top of gold for right now. And, again, they are a solid team, but, AESIR really giving them a wake-up call tonight.
Big wake-up call. In any case, we look forward to more casts this weekend for Week 6. And I hope to see you again, Yellow Hat. Keep an eye on you, Mike Wazowski. Folks, that's going to be it for today's
always
cast.
watching.
Always watching. We're going to be always watching the casts. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe because we're casting, I believe, 2 or 3 more games this weekend. So really, stay tuned and buckle up for those. In any case, that was it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you very, very soon.
VAIL VRML is brought to you by XLab, Exclaim, Helga, the esports manager, HyperX, ProTube VR, VR Cover. Thanks for watching VRML.